Hargreaves, chance for Torquay! Chris Hargreaves, the captain! If he stays onside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sells!
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Gull'S Eye View. I'm joined by Tom.
Evening, lads.
I'm joined by Chris.
You remember my name just about?
It's so hot in this room. All I could think was Tom, Dom, Chris, and I was like, hang on a minute.
I've been to the dentist today, so I might sound a bit weird.
Yes, and it is a heat wave as we record. It's for like 30 degrees. If you can hear my fan a little bit, I do apologise, but working conditions at Talky Talk. It's brought to you by Galaxy TQ. This episode. So obviously we're going to start on the negative of Avery because it doesn't just disappear. Before we go into it, last night, first proper performance of the season, big positives, everything we've been saying about three in midfield, kind of thing, about 4-1-3-2, and everything I said to my dad the day before about what we need. We're Gavin in a three, he will play better. We'll get to that in a bit. So yes, it is in a better place, but Tom was at Avery. I was so fuming. I wasn't there. I was so fuming about the whole thing. I just let's go for it because that game still did happen at the end of the day, and that is 3 points we have lost. So go.
Yes, Averley. Before we get into Averley, though, just want to say because I know they're playing tonight, the Torquay ladies. Danny White, thinking of you tonight.
Yeah.
Best of luck to the ladies in the Devon derby. Hope they can come away with 3 points. I know they've had quite a difficult start to the season, so best of luck, ladies. Bring the points home tonight.
Yeah,
and Danny, all thinking of you at Talky Talk. Going on to Avery, it's hard now because we won last night. My mood is somewhat mellowed a bit, but I'm going to have to go quite hard on the Avery. First of all, the Avery fans, what a great set of supporters they've got there. Not many of them, but in terms of the noise they made, and just really nice fans to be around. And you can tell that they're a club on the up. It's very small ground, but perfect for them. And they made us look, I think the word to use was, as part of our performance, was abysmal. It really was. Started okay. It wasn't really much between the two sides. And then sort of the second end of the first half, they just took control. And once again, Mark Halstead, 10 out of 10. Absolutely impeccable performance from him. I mean,
literally unbelievable.
How many times have we said we probably should be, 4, 5, 6-0 down at half time if it wasn't for Mark Halstead?
He made the reason we are what we are still. Jarvis, but
he was just tipping things over the bar, point blank. So it was just, you feel sorry.
I saw one of the Averley official tweets that said, "Is this man human?"
Well, their keeper turned around. Their keeper turned around to us in the second half and said, "Who is this man? He's unbelievable." And he truly was. The goals we conceded, poor. The first one, if I can recall from memory, it's unmarked. I think Crass gets caught between a rock and a hard place, and the guy's there. The second goal, I mean, it was coming. Gary, we were so direct. We were once again lumping it forward to Jarvis and Brad Ash, and literally nothing was sticking between those two. We had the odd moment from set pieces, but again, didn't really like that we were going to threaten.
Never looked like we were going to score. It's just Ross Marshall this time in the header.
We didn't deserve.
He will score one soon, I'm telling you. But
we didn't deserve the consolation that we got. No. And Averley, they're having an absolute wonderful start to the season. I mean, they're top of the National League South. Who would have had that?
Well done.
Full credit to them. But the performance was absolutely abysmal, and there was once again a lot of words said to Gary Johnson. There was a couple of supporters that had words of him at full time, which I don't think he took very kindly to. But the performance was absolute dross, lads. It was pathetic, abysmal, pathetic. You think you've seen some bad halves of football. That was as bad as it got for us. And there was a lot of players that needed to have a long, hard look at themselves because, quite frankly, we're a full-time professional football side, and we've been completely outdone by a very good Averley side. But you expect so much better, a bit more of a shift. And I think 2-1 flattered us, really. It could have been a heck of a lot worse. And full credit to Averley, they'll be hard to beat there. I don't think many teams are going to go to Parkside and pick up points. I mean, I certainly had them as relegation fodder before a ball was kicked. So No good luck to them. But yeah, there was just too many players that had, well, in my opinion, barely 2 out of 10s. Dan Martin had a really poor game. I know he had some friends or family there in the second half that didn't take too kindly to some words that were being said by Torquay fans, but it wasn't just him. There was just so many players that just had an absolute stinker.
He's had a couple of rough games. I mean, Dan Martin, I think, is an unbelievable player, and he has had some really good performances. He's been back from a very tough long COVID. But even like last night, he just needs to find his passing range again. That's the best bit of his game, was his passing. He just seems a bit shot to bits, but players have form.
And we just didn't have a form of midfield, guys. That was everything was being played over the midfield. Averley would play. They were a direct side, but they played one ball forward, and we were in trouble.
Yeah, we were in trouble after one ball all the time.
Yeah, too many players had 1, 2 out of 10s. I mean, Jarvis and Ash 4 5s, but I mean they were chasing again, but literally nothing was sticking. And unfortunately, it didn't fill you with much confidence going into Tuesday night. Yeah, it was pathetic, really.
I mean, harsh lessons have had to be learned, and but obviously, if we film this after just the Averley game, we'd be absolute like it would be. Honestly, I was at the point where I was like, that there's no, I can't get my head around how, and I can still feel annoyed about it because we've wasted a lot of games already this season. That, you know, okay, so say if Talking will do kick on now, you know, we've missed a chance to put space between the two, but whatever, we're still bubbling by 2 points and we're still in sight with.
I was going to say, I think a lot of fans saw that result coming, though.
Yes, we did.
In the way we have been
playing. Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
Away with it. We've gotten away with it in the last couple of games, and this was the game.
I'm totally with you. We deserved that because, and I hope they, you know, they see that and they work out. Well, they seem to have last night. That just what are we doing? Like, I know everyone goes, what we all sit and go play passing football, not hoofball. But the reason I say that is because hoofball, long direct play, percentage football can work, but we are absolutely abject at it. We have been terrible at it ever since when Gary Johnson's brought in. You could argue that in the second half of the playoff season, when we were more wing play, that's when it worked. But we still
we went a bit more direct, didn't we, that year? Because that Whitfield and the main were injured by that point. And we
but
had
that's still not options. Route one hoofball, you know. No. So it just has never worked. You know, I'm all for me, it's picking the right ball. I like keeping the ball. I like using your strength for your players, but also I like troubling the opposition defence with long balls. But whatever, my biggest concern over the 4-game winning run and over that defeat and every game before last night was the complete lack of just been a full-time outfit, just getting the ball down, passing it, and just let's just hope last night wasn't just a one-off when we go back to it, because there was no midfield or anything. Before we move on, Chris, do you have anything to say?
No, I mean, I'd have to say I don't know what it is. It sounds like you've been wise after them. There was a part of me that wasn't surprised with what happened somehow. Maybe it was the 4G pitch. Maybe I've got a mental block on 4G pitches if the players haven't. But yeah, I mean, I was sat in the sun boiling to death at Plymouth on Saturday afternoon, kind of waiting for the updates and watching the updates. And and you just thought when we got one back near the end, maybe with an injury time against 10 men, maybe we could steal a point. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know,
should have done.
Again, that's what. Well, yeah, Jarvis had that header, didn't he? Yeah, absolutely. And
that's been the most typical Torquay thing ever.
It's interesting that, you know, we should be beating the majority sides in this league, and we all think that and want that. But it's interesting, the two of the 3 sides above us we've lost to. So that would indicate that we're up there, but also so are they. So that's you know, there's only 4 games gone, but I think again, moving on to last night, I think you'll see some of the opposition who were. You know, again, I've got a mate who's a Bath fan, and he said that they were a decent squad, Farnborough. So they didn't show it last night. I thought they did leggy.
They've been poor away from home, haven't they?
And
they've been very good at home. Yeah.
But again, I think last night was a classic example of goals change games. You know, bring out any cliches you want, but I think, you know, we had a good first few minutes, nearly scored early again, but then they got into the game, hit the bar, and they just started to dominate territorially. And you thought, you could start to feel a bit of edge around the stadium. But again, just before half time, I watched they put on Twitter today the goals from like pitch level, and at the time I thought, the keeper's got to save that first one. And actually, when you see it from that angle, boy, he's got to save that. It's on Jarvis's weak side. He just doesn't go down quickly enough, and it's just that bit of luck. Maybe
Jarvis has hit it low and high, and that's all we can do.
Yeah.
Like going to
it's just a bit of luck. Just a bit of luck sometimes, isn't it? As well, actually, I think if that game had got to half time at 0-0, the players would have got more twitchy, the fans would have got more nervous, the atmosphere would have got more frenzied, and then the opposition would get a lift.
But at half time,
so
I thought we were going to kick on now.
Yeah,
because we started to pass the ball, and D Moxie was so crucial in. But he wasn't
he was nice
tested all night, but he was just so calm. He's like a manager on the pitch.
And that's what he brings to the squad, a sense of calmness at the back.
Yeah, and that's what we missed from Ivan Dawson on the pitch as well. And so the thing is, right, is that last night, the first 25 minutes, we were very poor, I still thought. But that being said, it wasn't for the want of trying. We were at least trying to play the right way in the first 20, 25 minutes. It just wasn't happening. And I think there was just one little move. And I literally said in more of a talkie chats, I said, we need to get the ball to the striker's feet. I haven't seen it all season. Jarvis is quality on the ball, and Ash can be as well. But get the ball into Jarvis's feet. He can bring Ash, Dobbs, whoever, the midfield onto the ball. But the most crucial thing was that, well, I kind of had a conversation which was like, we need to give like McGavin a go again. Because when I watched us against Braintree, Lapsley's a ball-winning midfielder. Donlan's a defender playing in midfield as far as I'm aware. He can win the ball, but there's no creativity there. And 2 in central midfield again, absolutely overrun. What was it last night? It was a 4-1-3-2 and a 4-3-3 kind of thing. And it really, really worked because McGavin is just, you have to have him in a 3 and possibly Hansen as well, but just get them, into the game because at the end of the day, McGavin, a lot of stick in a talkie shirt, but he will get the ball forward and he will try to make something happen at his own pace sometimes, and he will be overrun in a 2 in central midfield. When you've got this squad of players, you have to think, right, what is the best football for me right now? And it is screaming out for 4-3-3 or 4-1-3-2. And that just, obviously, we've got Ash and Jarvis. So I don't know if Ash can play on the wing and play off Jarvis. So the 4-1-3-2 works perfectly, really.
It was interesting. I thought in that formation, I mean, Dom's mentioned several times, he doesn't think that the 2 up front necessarily works. I mean, Ash was played much wider. Kind of as we went forward, that kind of him and Stobbs pulled wider, and and we got more men forward from midfield into the box. So I did wonder, are we kind of underselling Ash? But actually, in the second half, when there was more space, he narrowed as we attacked, and obviously, the goal in the second half, he was sniffing around in the penalty area. And again, they were pretty poor defensively. Both, the first goal, the keeper, the 2 goals,
the first 2 are dreadful, aren't they?
The keeper tried to chest it back to the keeper from 3 yards away, and the keeper's not read it, and Jarvis is nicked in. But again, what I liked about that was Jarvis didn't try and backheat it or just be clever. He had his mate stood right next to him, so that kind of stuff was really good.
Yeah, well done.
I felt a little bit sorry for them with the penalty. It was a penalty. I'm not saying it wasn't.
It probably was.
But I look at situations like that. 2-0 down, 97th minute. Just let him go. He scores. He scored anyway.
Yeah.
Ripping him up, achieved nothing because now he's got a ban. We scored anyway. So you look at that and you just think, why do footballers do that? Just let him go.
Yeah.
What a ball he is, by the way, William, man. And before that, in another attack. But it was just, I don't know. It's weird. I just hope we keep those standards now. It was just so nice to say they're doing basics in football.
You'd like to think Averley was the wake-up call that we desperately needed in a way.
Yeah, and we've managed to scrape 4 wins when playing, I think, terribly for the standards. Every Torquay fan, even in the first 20 minutes, some sort of fans going, playing, watching different games. I just don't know. I want to see us work the National League South keepers. I want to see us work a National League keeper, any keeper, especially at National League South, because every time we shoot it, they just don't look capable.
The keepers seem to be a bit of a trend because if you think about the 2 goals against Braintree, that were the goalkeeper's fault.
Yeah.
The cross that went, shot, cross, free kick, whatever you call it, that went in, and then the penalty was ripped Jarvis up last night. The first 2 were goalkeepers really culpable for. So again,
I'll keep saying it.
But Halstead's been top notch.
I'll keep saying it. Having a competent keeper at this level is vital if you want
to. The best keeper
to be up there this season.
I don't usually like to make statements like that, but he's just unbelievable. And he's different. Sam and Jarvis as well.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you look at the team sheet. I mean, when I saw the team sheet for last night, I must say I saw McGavin's name and I thought, oh my God. I'm glad he had a good game. I hope he does do well for us. I don't want him to.
Yeah,
he needs to be given a chance in the right system, and he finally was.
He does. I haven't been as critical as some people have because he's a sort of player I like.
Yeah, no,
he's got ability on the ball. Yes, he's not the most natural athlete in the world. I think you can see that. But he's got quality on the ball. He can see a pass. A couple of times where he was kind of in tight spaces where they kind of played the ball quickly out from Tomlinson into McGavin. There was one way he played it forward, he got pinged back, and he pinged the ball, which took out 3 players out to the left. So he's got ability. He does have vision. But look, it's like, in fairness, I liked his interview on the website after the game.
Yeah,
he didn't hide from anything. Well. Johnson said in the after the game that we had to take him out. We had to take him out of the limelight for a bit, because the start season didn't go well for him, and you can destroy a kid's confidence. And let's face it, last season didn't go great for him or Hansen, but Hansen looks as lively as he's been when he came on.
Hansen was good. Also, really the new lad as well. He's a little bit more rough and ready than I imagined an academy player would be. But like he was sliding tackles. He looked very one-footed. Like he wants to open on his right foot, but I literally saw 10 minutes of him, and he was on the right wing. But he wasn't what I was expecting, like in a good way. Like I thought, this would be a kid, he had some ability, but he was rough and ready. He's bouncing around everywhere, sliding into everything.
So many of those kids as well are so spindly, kind of got nothing to them, have they? He's got quite big shoulders, and he looked like again, so it's early days, but he's not going to get into the team easily, is he? With Jarvis,
needs to have a run of good games, though. I feel.
Yeah,
I mean, he's at this level. You would expect McGavin to be a decent player at this level. It's hard to maybe it's just me, but maybe it's just hard to forget the horror shows that a lot of our players.
It's not one game that's going to take me over, but I'm just happy to start.
Do I still think we can do better? Honestly, I think we can, but at the end of the day, once again, I want Torquay United to be promoted first time of asking. I don't want anyone to fail at Torquay United.
Yeah.
I want our club again. I set high standards for us this season because
it has to be. It
has to be that way. But no, I'm glad he had a decent game by all accounts. I mean, I heard things from like he should have been man of the match to one game doesn't make him, all is forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Lapsey had a very good second half. Getting kind of a shame he can't run like that in every game. But I mean, again, for the second home game in a row, I thought against Braintree and again last night, I can't see beyond Jarvis because he's just head and shoulders. He's strong, he's physical, he chases back, he outpaces people. The control for the third goal when he came over the top and he controlled it dead on his foot, and then all of that he's in. He's just a quality centre
forward.
Play
to his strength. Play to his strength.
He's amazing on the ball. Why are we faffing around?
And what have Ash and Jarvis got between them? Was that 9 goals in 8 games now between them?
8 now, I think.
Is it 8?
I think they've got four each.
Well done, Ash.
Sounds about that, yeah. I mean, but
I've been keeping track on my Twitter, but I think it's about 8.
Yeah, but again, that what was it, Tom? You were 35. You went for
35 between the pair, yeah.
I mean, you thought we haven't played anyone who's rubber. You sounded good, Sam. It wasn't. We haven't played anybody. I mean, I think if that game had gone on at the 10 minutes last night, we'd have had another couple of goals. So, I think, and they're just. I mean, Ash again. I really like Ash. He's the sort of player I liked. In that first game against Plymouth in pre-season, he's lively, runs around, he gets in people's faces, he's strong.
I really like Ash. I'm a big
he can score goals.
We haven't made the most of him yet. And he's scored 4 goals.
His first goal at Plainmoor as well, because he scored 3 away from home, hasn't he? So it's good to see his first Plainmoor goal. That'll give him a lot of belief and hopefully take that into Saturday.
Jarvis does like a late goal on a Tuesday night at Plainmoor, doesn't he? Is that his 3rd one now?
Very much, yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Yeah, well, against Chippenham he scored 8, didn't he? Against Braintree he scored in injury time. It's 3 goals in injury time, yeah.
His penalties have all gone the same way as well, I've noticed.
Yeah, but they have. But
it was in the corner.
He hits it so well, you could tell him where you're going to put it and he still wouldn't save it.
Yeah.
Because it's just hit with such power. But he'll have to go the other side eventually, I thought. But yeah, it's just the positive result and performance we needed. But obviously then with that then goes into that needs to progress onto Saturday as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tough game on Saturday.
Yeah, no, so we'll look at that in episode 2. It's so warm. It's so warm. Yeah, we'll see you there. I'm going to put the fan in my face a little bit more, and then I'll get ready. We've got Kelly's corner.
I'm back this week. Yep,
he's back. Yes, hopefully next week will be a heatwave either, but we'll see you in part 2.
Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays onside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Banyan. Sells.